Hello everyone, I am Phil the Void, and today we're going to talk about everything you need to know when taking a site. Site takes are relatively simple, but there's a lot of things you can do to kind of tilt the round in your favor before you're even there. Before we get started, as usual, I'd like to thank you for being here. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, think about subscribing, commenting, and liking the video. It really helps this small channel. Now, depending on which ranks you're playing in, site takes can look very different. In the silver ranks and below, brute force tends to be the way. Everybody stacks a specific site and just presses W. In gold and plat, it tends to be some of the same, but there's also a lot more rotations and fakes into the mix. Once you get higher, however, things get a lot more complicated and there's a big checklist you have to go through before taking a site. So I'm going to line those things out for you so you can apply them no matter what rank you're in and have more success on attack. There is a lot of things I could name off if we were to put taking a site under a microscope, but we're going to focus on a few things today to really hone in your skills and give you the tools you need to have instant success. The three major things we're going to focus on are picks, utility, and intervals. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask, what about rotations, fake plays, stuff like that? But those are all things I feel like you guys can figure out for yourselves and grasp quite well on your own. So we're going to focus on these things. Starting with the simplest point here, we're going to talk about picks. Picks just means that you're looking for any enemy defenders overextending, getting too aggressive and punishing them for it. Successfully doing this obviously puts the man advantage in your favor. And on attack, that's huge because on attack, a lot of it is trading kills, trading out your teammates as you push on site. But we'll talk a bit about that later. Basically, you'll hear other teammates say, "Let's play for picks." And all that means is that instead of pushing a site or stacking up anywhere, you start to branch out and try and find that player to punish. The next topic, however, is a little more complicated and requires a certain level of skill to accomplish. And that has everything to do with utility on both sides. Not only do you have to manage your own utility and use it appropriately, you have to worry about what the enemy team has and try and bait some of that out. The less utility the defensive side has available, the easier the site take. Clearing anything out from killjoy mollies, cypher tripwires, baiting out slows by Sage or grenades by Raze is what you want at the beginning of a round while you're looking for a pick, while you're trying to figure out what site you want to push, so that when you do decide, you have less to manage. You can just kind of get in those one-on-one gunfights, and hopefully you and your team also have utility left to kind of put things on your side as you push onto the site. So last on the list is intervals, and some of you might have never heard this term before. Basically, an interval is the timing where certain skills on certain agents regenerate. The typical interval in Valorant is every 30 to 35 seconds. If you look at Omen smokes, they take 35 seconds. Sova's recon dart takes 35 seconds. All these agents with regenerated abilities usually regenerate within that 30 to 35 seconds window. So what does this mean for you as an attacker? Well, it means multiple things. One, you have to manage your teammates' abilities within that interval, and you have to manage the enemy team's abilities within that interval. Typically, a site take will either happen at the beginning of the round, at 1 minute left, or 30 seconds left, because that's when the utility regenerates. Now, depending on the rank you're in, that might not even be a thing because, let's face it, lower ranks don't really think about these things. But if you use that properly yourself, specifically in the case of Sova or Omen, where you can give yourself that free information or extra smoke coverage on the site, you'll notice that a lot more of your site takes are easier. Now, even with this information, don't go out there and assume that every minute or every 30 seconds left in the round, there's going to be a push or you should push. It's just more of a possibility. And keeping that in the back of your head really helps you on attack, because everybody has become accustomed to the pace of the game by now. Everybody's used to when pushes usually come. Even though they might not think about the intervals, they definitely feel it. So on attack, if you manage your utility in a way where you can take advantage of an opening in the interval of the other agent's utility, then things get really crazy and really fun. Now, before we part for this video, I do want to give you guys an extra tip. Now, surprisingly, this tactic or these habits are still uncommon somehow, and I kind of want to just highlight that for you to kind of give you that little extra push. And that one's easy. It is trading your kills. On attack, it is very much a numbers game. So if you can trade out kills, you're going to be in a much better situation moving forward. For those of you who are unsure what trading kills means, all it means is that if you push a site and your buddy gets killed, you immediately kill that enemy that killed your friend so that you can keep the numbers game even. The numbers game is still important on defense, but not as much as it is on attack. Remember, the defensive team just has to wait for you to come to them to peek their angles so they can be at a deficit and still win a round. So make sure you develop a little bit of a buddy system with your stack and kind of put yourselves in more positions to trade out those kills. Mix those with the previous tips I mentioned in this video, and I guarantee you your site takes will get a lot better. There you have it, folks. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment in the section down below, stop by one of my Twitch streams, or join the Discord to participate in our custom matches where we play very frequently and learn off of each other every game. Thank you so much, everyone, and as usual, good luck, have fun.